Imagine starting your day with the same drink you've enjoyed for years, without realizing it may be raising the pressure inside your eyes within minutes. It sounds unbelievable, but that's exactly what eye specialists have been warning about. So let me ask you, have your eyes felt more tired lately? Maybe your vision blurs out of nowhere, or you wake up with a dull heaviness around your eyes. What if the reason is something simple sitting in your kitchen, something you drink every single morning without thinking twice? Today you're going to see the surprising link between a popular morning drink and sudden spikes in eye pressure. Something especially important if you're over 60 or already dealing with vision concerns. I'm not here to scare you, I'm here to give you clarity, the truth that many doctors have started talking about, and the simple adjustments that can protect your vision for years. The best part is that you don't have to give up your routines, you just learn how to make choices that support your eye health. So let's uncover what's been hiding in plain sight. What is eye pressure and why it matters? Most people never think about what's happening behind their eyes, but there's a small system constantly moving fluid to keep everything functioning. That fluid creates intraocular pressure, which you can picture like the gentle pressure inside a car tire. When it rises too much, you won't feel it, but your optic nerve will, and over time, that silent pressure can cause damage that many people only notice once their vision has already changed. Ocular hypertension simply means your eye pressure is higher than normal even though damage hasn't occurred yet. It's like noticing the water pressure in your home creeping up before a pipe bursts. It's a warning, and because it's a major precursor to glaucoma, the silent thief of sight, it's something you don't want to overlook. Glaucoma often starts by narrowing peripheral vision slowly, making it easy to miss until it's already interfering with daily life. For older adults, this becomes especially important. Age increases the risk of ocular hypertension and glaucoma, and even everyday habits can influence eye pressure. If you're over 60 and still enjoy reading, gardening, driving, or keeping up with family on your phone, your eyesight isn't just about health, it's tied to independence and quality of life. Because these conditions develop so gradually, many seniors don't realize their optic nerve may already be under strain. A simple habit like sipping caffeinated drinks each morning can gently raise eye pressure, and small increases repeated every day can build up over the years, just like slow drops of water eventually carving stone. That's why eye care professionals remind older adults that even small temporary spikes matter. Younger eyes recover quickly, but after 60, the optic nerve becomes more sensitive. Understanding what raises your eye pressure, even briefly, gives you a powerful way to protect your long-term vision. And now that you have this foundation, it's worth taking a closer look at a familiar morning habit, one millions of people enjoy every day, yet it may be influencing your eye pressure more than you realize. The suspect, that morning drink. Let's talk about a morning habit almost everyone shares. The house is quiet, the day is just beginning, and you reach for that warm cup of coffee that feels like comfort and routine. For many older adults, it's more than a drink, it's a moment to slow down. But that familiar cup of coffee, the leader of all caffeinated drinks, may be doing something you can't feel at all, gently raising your eye pressure. Caffeine is a stimulant, and inside the eye it can influence how fluid circulates. That tiny shift in circulation can nudge your intraocular pressure upward, especially if you already have glaucoma risk factors or ocular hypertension. In those cases, a simple cup of coffee becomes more than just a relaxing start to the day. What surprises most people is how quickly this happens. Some studies show changes in as little as 30 minutes. You can be enjoying your coffee, reading the news, scrolling your phone, and your eye pressure is already reacting without giving you any warning. This doesn't mean you need to panic or swear off coffee. But if someone has ever mentioned morning coffee dangers or told you to monitor caffeine for glaucoma concerns, this gives that advice more meaning. As we age, the eye's fluid system slows down, so pressure spikes can stick around longer than they would in younger eyes. That's why the link between caffeinated drinks and senior eye care gets so much attention. Doctors aren't blaming coffee, they're simply acknowledging that habits matter. And when you compare these habits with the scientific data, the connection becomes clearer than most people expect. What the research shows: evidence of pressure spikes. Research on caffeine and eye pressure is surprisingly straightforward once you look at it. Many controlled studies show that caffeine can cause short-term increases in intraocular pressure, especially in people with ocular hypertension or early glaucoma. A well-known study from 2002 found that one small cup of caffeinated coffee raised eye pressure by about 3.4 to 3.6 millimeters of mercury within an hour, and the pressure stayed elevated for a while. The decaf group didn't see these changes at all. More recent research supports this. In a 2024 trial, healthy volunteers who drank caffeinated coffee had a quicker and more noticeable rise in eye pressure compared to those who drank water. And again, decaf didn't trigger those spikes, showing that caffeine, not coffee itself, is the key factor. But not everyone reacts the same way. Some people, especially those without glaucoma risk factors, don't show much of a pressure increase. Others, particularly those with ocular hypertension, early optic nerve stress, or a family history of glaucoma, react much more strongly. For them, caffeine disrupts the eye's pressure system more aggressively. Genetics also play a major role. A large study of over 120,000 people found that caffeine becomes significantly more risky for those with certain genetic profiles. People with low genetic risk saw little connection between caffeine and glaucoma, but those with the highest risk had much higher eye pressure and glaucoma rates when consuming 3 or more cups a day. 2 people can drink the same amount of coffee, yet their eyes may respond completely differently. And of course, not all studies agree. Some suggest no long-term impact in healthy individuals, and others show that habitual caffeine drinkers may build slight tolerance. That's why eye doctors take a personalized approach. Age, genetics, overall health, and habits all matter, especially in senior eye care where the optic nerve is more vulnerable. Caffeine's impact also depends on the amount you drink, how strong it is, how often you consume it, and even how it's brewed. 3 strong espressos a day will not affect your eyes the same way a single mild cup will. So what does this mean for you? It means your daily cup of coffee may be influencing your eyes more than you've realized. And now that you understand the research, you can start thinking about how this fits into your daily habits and long-term vision health. What this means for you. So what does all this really mean for you, especially if you're over 60 and just want to move through your day without worrying about hidden health issues? The truth is simple. As you age, the drainage system in your eyes slows down, much like an old sink that takes longer to empty. That makes even small changes in intraocular pressure more important than they once were. If you've ever been told you have ocular hypertension, or if glaucoma runs in your family, your eyes might be even more sensitive to these silent shifts. Glaucoma earns its nickname, the silent thief of sight, because it often develops without symptoms. You don't feel pain, and you don't notice the early narrowing of your side vision until it starts affecting everyday activities, like spotting curbs, noticing movement from the sides, or feeling fully confident behind the wheel. Now think about your daily caffeine routine. Coffee in the morning, maybe tea later on, perhaps a soda with lunch. None of these feel like much, but together they add up over years. That's where morning coffee dangers begin to matter, not because one cup harms you, but because repeated spikes in eye pressure can slowly stress the optic nerve. One tap on a glass means nothing. Thousands of taps eventually leave a mark. A common misconception is believing you're safe simply because you haven't been diagnosed with glaucoma. The truth is, many people with glaucoma risk factors don't know they have them. Ocular hypertension rarely causes symptoms, so someone can feel perfectly fine while their optic nerve is slowly under pressure. Maybe you've heard of someone who went for a routine eye exam and was shocked to learn their pressure was high. That surprise happens often. This is why understanding caffeine eye health is empowering. You're not giving up your favorite drink. You're simply learning how your habits shape your long-term vision. Whether you love reading, gardening, crafting, doing puzzles, or spending time with your grandkids, clear eyesight supports all of it. And small choices, like swapping your second cup of coffee for herbal tea or choosing water instead of soda, can make a real difference, especially when paired with regular eye exams. What experts say / what doctors are warning. When you speak with an experienced eye doctor, you quickly understand how many patterns they've seen that most people never notice. And when it comes to caffeinated drinks and eye pressure spikes, many specialists are seeing consistent trends, especially in older adults with glaucoma risk factors or ocular hypertension. Most ophthalmologists don't insist on eliminating caffeine, but many recommend reducing it if your eye pressure is borderline or if you already have glaucoma. That's because even small temporary spikes add up over the years. It's common for a doctor to suggest switching part of your daily coffee to decaf or cutting back on energy drinks. These aren't dramatic changes. They're simple ways to protect the optic nerve from repeated stress. Genetics also matter more than most people realize. If glaucoma runs in your family, caffeine may affect you more strongly. That's why experts encourage older adults to pay attention to their caffeine habits, not in fear, but with awareness. If someone says they love their morning coffee, doctors understand. They're not trying to take it away, just helping patients make mindful choices. And not every study comes to the same conclusion. Some show little long-term impact in people with healthy eyes. This is why eye doctors avoid blanket rules and instead look at the whole picture: your age, family history, current eye pressure, your health conditions, and how much caffeine you regularly consume. It's a personalized approach, much like tailoring a suit. Still, once you reach your 60s, doctors tend to be more cautious. The optic nerve becomes more vulnerable with age, and early issues can develop quietly. So when someone with ocular hypertension says they're drinking several cups of coffee a day, the doctor may pause, not to judge, but to help preserve that person's vision for the long term. Practical advice, solutions, and what viewers can do. The good news is that protecting your vision doesn't require big lifestyle changes. Small, consistent adjustments make the biggest difference. And once you see how caffeine affects eye pressure and your overall coffee and vision health, you gain control over something most people never think about. Start with simple moderation. You don't need to quit coffee. Reducing it to 1 cup a day or swapping 1 serving for decaf can make a meaningful difference. Research shows decaf doesn't trigger the same increases in intraocular pressure. And if you prefer tea, herbal options like chamomile, mint, or rooibos give you warm, comforting flavor without the caffeine. Also consider your total caffeine intake. It's easy to forget about iced tea, soda, chocolate, or even energy drinks. Those small amounts add up, especially if you already have ocular hypertension or other glaucoma risk factors. Try tracking your caffeine for 1 week. You'll likely spot patterns you didn't realize were there. Your overall health influences your eyes, too. Conditions like high blood pressure, diabetes, and circulation problems can affect how your eyes manage pressure changes. Simple habits, walking daily, stretching lightly, eating leafy greens, support better blood flow to the optic nerve. Better circulation means healthier vision. Regular eye exams are essential. Pressure can rise silently, so routine tests are the only reliable way to catch changes early. If you wear glasses, you're already used to checkups. Just make sure your pressure is measured each time. Many specialists also recommend a yearly optic nerve scan for adults over 60. And finally, small daily swaps help more than you think. Replace that second coffee with herbal tea. Choose sparkling water over soda. Add antioxidant-rich foods like berries, oranges, carrots, and walnuts to your meals. Each small decision is a quiet investment in the long-term health of your eyes. Once you start making these simple adjustments, you realize how much influence you have over your vision, and how easy it is to protect it without sacrificing the routines you enjoy. Now that you know how something as simple as your daily drink can influence the pressure inside your eyes, the question becomes, what will you do with this information? Will you continue your routine without giving it much thought, or will you start paying attention to the small choices that protect your vision over time? Taking care of your eyesight isn't about fear. It's about giving yourself the clarity and confidence to keep enjoying the people and activities you love. So think about it for a moment. Do your eyes ever feel heavy after your morning coffee? Have you noticed any blurry moments or extra strain throughout the day? And now that you understand how caffeine can affect your vision, what small change could you make today that your future self will thank you for? If this video helped you, don't forget to like it. It helps more people discover information that can protect their vision. Share it with someone who never skips their morning cup, and subscribe to the channel with notifications on so you can stay updated on health topics that truly matter. And before you go, take a moment to continue your learning. The next video appearing on your screen is the perfect follow-up to deepen your understanding of eye health and overall wellness. Tap it now and keep moving toward a clearer, stronger, healthier life.